We are anonymous and we serve to unite. The topic we are discussing today is the raging civil war in Syria. What is happening in Syria and how it started is a question that arises in most of our minds. It started off when 15 children were publicly tortured and killed for simply drawing anti-government graffiti on walls. This resulted in a peaceful protest which was not so peacefully taken from the government's point of view. The government released open fire on the protesters demanding more rights, and ended up killing many civilians.
A man stands filming from a balcony in the Syrian town of Homs. The Voice says it's July 1st, and that someone is shooting at people for no reason. This is last Friday when Syria saw its biggest nationwide protest yet. Then the camera captures a man on the balcony of a building nearby. He moves forward and takes aim.
Instead of this act resulting in the suppressing of the protesters, it resulted in an even greater uprising. What initially started as a movement demanding more rights, turned into the rebels demanding an overthrowing of the government. At this point in time, there are two opposing armies, the government and the Free Syrian Army. The Free Syrian Army has grown over time and possesses tactical training and advanced weapons provided by Israel and the United States of America. The government has its own army standing up for the president, but they do not have as advanced of a training as the opposing army does, nor do they have the armor because the government is in bad conditions and does not have the financial support they require. This results in an everyday civil war. The Free Syrian Army does not only consist of Syrians that feel oppressed, but also from people all around the world who believe that this is the holy war that they are required to participate in. Although based on Islamic beliefs, this is not a holy war and is not issued as a holy war by the utmost scholars. Every day new people are recruited from around the world by bribing them with riches by countries that will be named later on. The Free Syrian Army is aided with tactical advanced training from the United States of America because they are not allowed to interfere and aid the Free Syrian Army with their own soldier until the United Nations allows them. The United Nations does not allow the United States to interfere because Russia and China oppose the United States and have backed up Syria. Throughout the whole world, most countries do have sympathy for Syria because it is a country in a terrible condition but fail to aid them. Hezbollah, a private army residing in Lebanon. This army has had many victories earlier, and is feared by many as well. So far this private army has helped the government take back 3 cities from the Free Syrian Army. This very army might be one of the strongest assets of the government. Like all civil wars alike, Syria is no longer a safe place to live. Every day innocent people die because they do not have any means of refuge. Homes are non-existent. Shelter is a dream. Hope remains, but disappears with bloodshed. This is no longer a civil war for overthrowing the government in order to create a new one. This is a war to demolish Syria because Syria is one of the countries that stands up against the Israeli movement. This is all organized by companies with bigger agendas than just a civil war. These companies conspire to let Syria internally destroy itself so there is one less country against Israel. Although this event has been going on for several years, this demolition is a mere part of a much bigger agenda of elites that run the government. These elites are supporting the Free Syrian Army by providing tactical training and bribing the army and entire families with money so they can offer their life for a cause that have been brainwashed to support. As of now there are 2 sides, but besides the 2 sides, the rest, and the majority of Syrian civilians remains oppressed by the destruction even though they have no part to play in this war. When you realize that this war is not about freedom, but more about self-destruction for a bigger agenda, you will realize that the side to choose is the government's side because they are not going as much of wrong as the bribed Syrian army is. You might not find this piece of information everywhere, as the media controls what you are feeded, but as an anonymous source, we only aim to raise awareness to fear America and expose them for the destruction and grief they have brought upon many nations. Terrorism needs to end, and you need to choose sides, whether it is the oppression side, or the oppressed fighting for peace.